joke still be acceptable? Or is that joke okay at all? Actually, I don't think so. Hello everyone, my name is Becky and I attend the International School Bangkok. Today, I'm going to explain to you how the language we use creates and reinforces our mental images and shapes meaning. After this talk, I want you to open your ears to some of the language you are using. I want you to think twice before speaking, and in particular, before using offensive language. We are anti-sexist. But are we anti-ableist? In case you do not know, ableist refers to the discrimination towards people with different disabilities. How do we measure on the language of ability or disability? What words do we use to describe people with different abilities? Do we say retard, imbecile, crippled, Mongol, handicapped, subnormal, or special? Yes, even special. Did you know that, according to the BBC, special is the 5th most hated term by people with disabilities? They also hate the terms spastic, psycho, and wheelchair-bound. My cousin Gareth is a wheelchair user. He is not bound to his wheelchair. In fact, when he competes at a national level of swimming, he does not use a wheelchair at all. That is a different image. Our progress in language with respect to disability has been slow. Part of this tardiness is because of the diversity that the term disability encompasses. It includes people who appear differently, who think differently, and who act differently. And sometimes it scares us. Karen Finlandajani, writing in the Disability Studies Quarterly, describes disability as the neglected diversity. She further states that people with disabilities are frequently perceived exclusively in terms of their disabilities. In particular, let us look at how language has had a major role in this. Beginning with the definition of disability, the term I have used 10 times already, which is loaded with negative connotations. Dictionary.com defines disability as a lack of adequate power, strength, or physical or mental ability, incapacity. The use of the word lack or incapacity suggests that people with disabilities are not fully functioning humans, that they are considered less than able-bodied people, incapable of living a full, normal life. So maybe we need to redefine disability or find another term. But it is not that simple. Changing a language takes time. Even if it is only a few words, these words must be thoroughly woven into society's values and be retaught to everyone. So instead, I will focus on just 2 words and 2 actions for you to consider. The first word is special. Special implies better or more important. People with disabilities are neither more nor better than you or I, and they do not wish to be considered special. We just had our 18th annual Special Kids Olympics, and we all understood what we meant by Special Kids Olympics. Or did we? Were we really just hanging out with a group of young people, all of us having fun? Because for me, that's exactly what it felt like. I think this is a fantastic event, but I'm wondering about whether we need to rename it. The second word is handicapped. Some people feel that handicapped implies not good, useless, less than, and find it highly offensive. Damon Rose, the editor of the BBC's disabilities website, Ouch, says that handicapped is a word which many people with disabilities consider to be the equivalent of nigger. It evokes thoughts of being held back, not in the race, not as good, weighed down by something so awful we ought not to speak of it. I am aware I am not giving you any substitute words for special or handicapped, and that is because it is so difficult to come up with a label which encompasses such differences, since we humans have an innate desire to categorize. In preparing this talk, my first draft included the terms the blind, the disabled, and the crippled. And according to Karen Finlandajani, a persistently disturbing aspect of attitudes towards people with disabilities concerns the use of adjectives as nouns. When we use such adjectives as nouns, we dehumanize people. The practice sets disabled individuals apart from non-disabled individuals. This is why we have to be so conscious and precise in our language, for the language we use shapes our attitudes, and our attitudes determine our dispositions and actions. And ultimately, what matters are our actions. So now you might be wondering, well, what can I do? What can we do? And so here are the two actions. Be conscious of emphasizing someone's personhood first. In other words, Donna is not a spastic. She is a young girl with cerebral palsy. Dave is not a cripple. He is a young man who uses a wheelchair. Be aware of the language you use. Be mindful. Think before you speak. Stop the person who just used the word retarded and explain to them that that is wrong. About a month ago now, I was scrolling through my Facebook newsfeed when I came across this photo with a caption that declared, "Always doing retarded stuff with you." I decided I needed to do something about it. It took me ages to phrase a message to my friend asking her to change the language in that post. I was scared she might be offended, and I wasn't sure how she would respond. But sometimes, when you believe something is right, the path is never easy. Yes, it was awkward, but it had to be done. And guess what? Her response couldn't have been any more open-minded, encouraging, and positive. Just take a second to read this. Think about that. My friend will probably never forget this, and when writing her next Facebook post, or when speaking, the thought of even using the term retarded will not be part of her vocabulary. And I suspect that she in turn will question the language of the people around her. And a change in one person leads to changes in other people, like a domino effect. In preparing this talk, I learned to change my attitudes about disabilities. I think differently now, thanks to what I've read, what I've seen, and the people to whom I've spoken to, one of which was my cousin Garrett. I will leave you with one final thought. I asked my cousin what he would like to be called, and this is what he said. Thank you.